The economic issue in which my challenge will be based on will be concerning obesity. Obesity is a problem in the economy as it prevents an increased amount of efficiency from occurring, therefore stifling production within the economy. Within the 5 days, I'll be following a set of rules that will allow me to simulate the life of a person suffering from obesity. These 5 rules are 20-pound increase of weight, 4 sweaters being worn throughout the day, workouts being done every day at lunch, a certain calorie count of 2,100 calories eaten per day, and the idea of walking to school. The reason why I'll be having a 20-pound weight gain is as obese people have a certain weight increase in comparison to a normal standard weight person. So that's why we have the 20-pound increase. The 4 sweaters throughout the day will simulate fatigue, and this is backed up by a source stating that endurance will start declining from increased body fat percentages. Workouts will be done every day at lunch to demonstrate exercise that is needed for everyday activity. And all workouts will be done with the sweaters on. And this is backed up by the fact that children and adolescents need around an hour a day of vigorous or moderate aerobics exercises to stay fit. The calorie count was made through a calculator by authoritynutrition.com and will be followed using the Under Armour app. And the walking to school is backed up by the fact that 90% of people who are obese do not walk to places, but they are driven. This is just to make sure that we are following a vigorous lifestyle. As I said earlier, the purpose of these rules are not to only simulate the life of an obese person, but someone who's trying to overcome it. So one trying to do exercise, one trying to eat well, and just one person trying to live through the day as an obese person. I didn't get a chance to take a photo or record my first breakfast, so for my first breakfast I had a glass of 2% milk and a banana. Today is day 1 of 5 of my obesity challenge. I currently do not have 4 sweaters today due to my 4th sweater being unavailable, so I have 3 on right now. I have 2 extra textbooks within my backpack at the moment, and that will stimulate the increase in 20-pound weight. I'll also be counting my 2,100 daily calories with the Under Armour calorie counting app. So let's see how this day goes. I was able to get an extra sweater from a friend, so I had 4 sweaters for the entire day. I also today had to take the bus to get to school rather than my walking trip. It seems as though the walking distance is a little too far away, as well as on top of that I was late for school, so I had to take the bus today. So I'm making an exception on my 5th rule in my obesity challenge. Workout has been made by Mr. Dougal that I have to do every single time, so I'm going to have to do 1 minute push-ups, 1 minute side plank, another minute on the other side, a minute of burpees, a minute of mountain climbers, and a minute of squats. I have to repeat this for 20 minutes. So let's see how this goes. Thank you. So that was our workout done for our assignment. Day 1, basically near completion. My arms are heavy. Can't do shit. What do you think, Matthew?
I'm tired.
Yo, man, we were actually dying. Like, and what's the worst part is that like all these clothes are actually clinging onto us, but we can see now like the decreased stamina that obese people have. But now we have to like do this for 4 more days.
Yeah. They hold in the heat as well. It's a pain in the ass. They drag you down for weights.
Yeah, we cannot cool ourselves off quickly. Okay, yeah, so let's see what the rest of the days come. For my lunch of day 1, I had a thermos full of a kidney bean rice mix, as well as I had a vanilla Activia yogurt. So my full lunch today, let's see how that has affected my entire calorie count. So it's increased my calorie count by 755 calories. I wasn't able to get any footage on what I had for dinner, but what I had was 2 rotis as well as an onion potato mix. So this is the end of day 1 of the 5-day experiment. Overall thoughts, I would say this is pretty difficult, not in the sense for the eating habits. The 2,100 calories, I could fit my daily meal in quite nicely. It didn't seem to affect me too much. The increased amount of sweaters, that was one of the most annoying parts of it. Like the constant heat that I was exhibiting and the constant discomfort that I was in. was very annoying throughout the day. As for the 20-pound weight increase on my bag, I did not necessarily feel the difference due to the fact that the front weight did affect me, but it wasn't as significant as I believed it was going to be. The hardest part of today was the workout, especially in all this clothing. I was exhibiting way more heat than I anticipated. When I was doing the exercises, by around the 5th minute of doing the exercise, I started feeling my stamina go down. You can actually feel how little you can do, because I do my athletics on a regular basis, but to have such a handicap over it was very surprising to me. And overall, like, with the exercise and the exercise that you Mr. Dougal provided, it was very cardio based, which is often used when it comes to weight loss. And the amount of heat did not allow my body to cool as fast as I could have, and also restrain my movement, as I can only pull as far as I can. Overall, I was not fully annoyed with everything. I was able to go with the extra weight. I was able to live the day in this, although it being annoying. And along with the increased amount of workout exercises that I must do, it was a successful day. Of course, right now I'm still feeling the after effects of the workout, as many obese people may do, as well as with overexertion, as exhibited from the jackets. But overall, I would say that today was a success. Let's see what happens in the next 4 days. Today is day 2 of 5 of my obesity challenge. These are the 3 sweaters I'll be wearing today. I'll be wearing one more on top of that when I'm going to school. For my breakfast today, I'll be having 1 cup of 2% milk as well as a banana. This meal accounts for 296 calories for my day. So still day 2, I have to take the bus now every single day, so I believe that the walking rule of my obesity challenge will have to be accepted for the entire 5 days. So my lunch for day 2 of my obesity challenge will be a grilled cheese sandwich along with cooked potatoes, a carrot, and a cucumber from Sunset Grill. I did not have a homemade meal today, so I'll be eating this instead, as this is the closest I could get to a homemade meal outside of my house. This meal accounted for 719 calories for my day. It was day 2 of exercise for obesity challenge. Yeah, you could really test your stamina with all this stuff. Like, we just get tired so much faster with this. Once again, jackets are sticking out the clothes. And also, it's just like the extra weight that's actually from the jackets that's increasing it. You can see, man, like, if I'm only doing this for the entire life, like, imagine like a real obese person like trying to do this all. Like, I'm relatively fit, but wow, it's difficult. Okay, let's see what else happens. So my dinner for day 2 of my obesity challenge will be 4 slices of veggie pizza. My dinner consisted of 1,040 calories for my day. Today was the end of day 2 of 5 of the 5-day obesity challenge. So they had some minor changes, some major ones along the way. The 25-pound dumbbell on the front of my belly, like, it still did not remain as a nuisance to me. It was still constant. It was still normal for me to maintain that weight. 4 sweaters, once again, it was very annoying to keep it on now. Like, especially with the increased temperature of today, it was much hotter. I felt much more thirstier just to keep myself hydrated. I had to constantly get drinks just to keep myself cooled down. For the calorie count, it was still the same sort of story. I could still fit my normal eating habits within the 2100 calorie count, so that wasn't much of a problem. As for my workouts now, I was still feeling the after effects of yesterday's workout. I woke up sore today, and it was not necessarily a great feeling. And to go in sore and do the new workouts that were provided was much harder than it was doing the original one. In the original one, I was not sore and I was more fresh than I was now. I was very sore in the sense. After doing the workouts, I was near immovable. It felt even heavy just to move my jackets around or try to like pick up a textbook. It made the 20 pound dumbbell actually the 25 weight much harder to carry around, in the sense that like I was just worn out. I was getting really tired. As the constant exception remains, I did not walk to school. I took the bus. But overall, just to recap, the 20 pound weight did not pose me a significant nuisance to me. It was still normal as always. The forced sweaters are still getting more and more annoying as the days go on. And the workouts of all were the hardest to do, as you may have seen on that day that I was not able to do a push up after doing the workouts. Later, after the workouts on the fourth period of class, I was told to do a push up and I couldn't. I only managed to do 3 before I was completely exhausted. My arms just gave up. So yes, now I'm seeing more of the effects now of what the decreased stamina is and the increased amount of heat is coming up, and let's see if this progresses further. I believe it will. I think actually the workouts will be the hardest part of this entire experiment because of how taxing they are on the body, especially in the increased weight and increased heat. As for the final requirement about walking to school, as 90% of people do who are obese do walk to places and aren't driven everywhere, the thing is that in my current situation, I do live somewhat far away from school, and in order not to be late for my first class, I have to take the bus. So I don't believe that I can maintain a walking style to school, even with the bicycle. It just seems as though like it would be a waste of time, and on top of that, I do not want to be late for my classes. So I don't think I'll be walking to school for the next 5 days. I think that'll be an exception that'll be constant throughout all 5 of my days.